Hello there, very good evening and a warm welcome to the news live on Rupavahini ChannelEye. I'm Sharon Mascarenes.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Charita Minipurarachi, and now let's move on to the headlines for tonight's news.
Chant category resigns from Parliament members' post. Basil Rajapaksha's name sent for parliamentary seat. The health strike called off. Government says there are enough fertilizer stocks of all categories for 4 months. Parliament informed that the national television is rendering an immense service to uplift education at this difficult moment. Persons above 55 years in the Colombo Municipal Council who were given AstraZeneca as the first dose will be given Pfizer vaccine from tomorrow as the second dose. Daily corona deaths increased rapidly in Bangladesh.
On to those and other stories in detail now, and starting off with local stories. Chant category resigns from Parliament members' post. From Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Parliamentary National List, the Communication Department of Parliament said that he handed over resignation letter this morning to Secretary General of Parliament this morning. Accordingly, the Parliament Secretary General in writing informed the Chairman of the Elections Commission that a National List member's post of Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna has become vacant. Meanwhile, Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna has handed over the letter requesting to appoint Mr. Basil Rajapaksha to the vacant post this afternoon to the Chairman of the Elections Commission. General Secretary of the party MP Sagara Karivasam and Mr. Jayant Katagoda were resigned from the post were present on this occasion. Chairman of the Elections Commission Nibal Puncheheva said that decision on filing the vacancy will be taken tomorrow morning at the Commission and a decision will be announced by a gazette. Chairman of the Elections Commission Nibal Puncheheva said that when there is a vacancy in the National List parliamentary seat, the Parliament Secretary General informs the Commission and the Commission informs the party or independent group leader to name a member of the party. When the Commission is informed by them, the Commission will meet, prepare the gazette and send to print after taking the decision.
The trade union action launched jointly by the Supplementary Medical Service and the Paramedical Service was called off today following a discussion with the Health Minister Pavitra Vanyarachi. Supplementary Medical Service and Paramedical Service presented several demands to the Health Minister. She said that the government will take steps to provide similar benefits given to the nursing service. The demands of the trade unions are scheduled to be presented to the Cabinet on Monday. The trade unions agreed with the proposal of the Health Minister.
And meanwhile, Minister Mahindananda Aludgamage says that fertilizer stocks needed for all cultivations for next 4 months have been imported. The minister said in Parliament today that although fertilizer have been given to all farmers entitled for the subsidy for yellow season, protests are conducted according to the needs of the certain political groups. Minister Mahindananda Aludgamage said that there are 102,000 metric tons of fertilizer with the companies. They said there is no fertilizer and these stocks were not given to the farmers. They did not follow the advice. Therefore, the fertilizer companies has been given advices yesterday to release necessary fertilizer for farmers within 1 week. The copies of the reports will be handed over to the opposition for their attention. There will not be a shortage in fertilizer within next 4 months. A separate machinery was created under the patronage of State Minister Sashindra Rajapaksha to issue fertilizer. 97% of fertilizer has been distributed in the Polonnaruwa district. 92% has been issued in the Anuradhapura district. The minister said that he toured several areas in the Polonnaruwa district. Distribution of fertilizer has taken properly. There are protests. The minister said he toured all areas in the district where there were protests. All he toured areas in the district where there were protests and all those areas have been given fertilizer. The questions is related to the fertilizer subsidy, which is related to purchasing more fertilizer paying cash. The program will be successful at the forthcoming season. This is why farmers have been brought to the roads by an imaginary fertilizer shortage. 14 countries have expressed willingness to assist the project. Therefore, the minister requested to talk to them to solve all problems without politicizing the issue.
Co-Cabinet spokesman Minister Ramesh Pathirana says that the President instructed to implement school education using television channels. Steps have been taken to implement an education methodology with residential activities next month for school students. The minister mentioned this during the media briefing today at the Government Information Department to inform Cabinet decisions. Minister Ramesh Patrana said that attention was paid on maintaining education of students through residential activities. Accordingly, those programs are scheduled to be implemented from the 1st of August. The Cabinet has approval to further develop activities of children at homes, to present a joint program to standardize studies and activities, to assess students' performance weekly by the teacher and to monitor those activities by teacher instructors and a group of persons appointed to supervise and monitor teacher tasks. Attention of the President was paid on presenting educational programs over television channels and it was approved. The Minister also said that the government expects 1.5 million metric tons of paddy in the Yala season. The Cabinet gave its approval to purchase a kilo of Nadu paddy for 50 rupees, a kilo of Samba paddy for 52 rupees and a kilogram of Kiri Samba for 55 rupees. The program has been introduced to import essential goods and to distribute those through Lanka Satasa and cooperatives to maintain price stability in the market. The Cabinet has given its approval in this regard.
අවශ්‍ය සහතික මිල ගණන් යටතේ මිලදී ගන්නට අවශ්‍ය කැබිනට් අනුමැතිය ලබා දීලා තිබෙනවා. අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා පසුගිය වසරේදී මිලදී ගැනීම වීඇලවි මණ්ඩලය මගින් සෑහෙන විප්‍රමාණයක් මිලදී ගත්තා. ඒ නිසා සෑහෙන කාලයකට හාල් මිල ස්ථාවර කර ගැනීමට හැකියාව ලැබුණා. මේ වතාවේදී ඊට වඩා වැඩි ප්‍රමාණයක් මිලදී අරගෙන ජනතාවට සහනදායී මට්ටමින් හාල් ලබා දීම සඳහා අවශ්‍ය වැඩසටහන ක්‍රියාත්මක කරන්නට ඉහළ යන බඩු මිල පාලනය කර ගැනීමට ක්‍රමවේදයක් හැටියට දේශීය වෙළඳපොළ මිල ස්ථායීකරණය සඳහා ලංකා සතෝ සහ සමූපකාර ක්ෂේත්‍රයේ මැදිහත් වීමෙන් අත්‍යවශ්‍ය භාණ්ඩ ආනයනය කිරීම වැඩසටහනක් හඳුන්වා දීලා තිබෙනවා. නා කැබිනට් මණ්ඩල අනුමැතිය ලබා දීලා තිබෙනවා. එහිදී ඉදිරි කාලය තුල රතු පරිප්පු සුදු සීනි ඇතුළු ද්‍රව්‍ය ඉන්දියාවෙන් සහ ඕස්ට්‍රේලියාවෙන් ඍජුවම මිලට අරගෙන අවම මිලකට පාරිභෝගික ජනතාවට ලබා දීම සඳහා අවශ්‍ය කටයුතු සකස් වෙනවා. ඒ සඳහා කැබිනට් මණ්ඩල අනුමැතිය ලැබිලා තිබෙනවා.
The Cabinet approved a proposal submitted by Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa to conserve forest hermitage while protecting identity of Buddhist monks residing at the hermitages. The need to prepare a streamlined program to maintain forest hermitages has been identified. The proposal includes instructing legal draftsmen to prepare a draft bill for the purpose. The Cabinet has approved a tax of voluntary disclosure of 1% to disclose revenue and assets that have not been disclosed to encourage investors and entrepreneurs. The proposal was submitted by Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. The Cabinet gave its approval in February to make necessary arrangements in this regard. Accordingly, approval has been given to publish the draft bill in the Gazette and thereafter to table it in Parliament. Several steps have been taken on the recommendations of the committee to decide on a cess to secure industries and to import essential consumer goods. Accordingly, suppliers will be permitted to import permitted goods on credit facilities. However, importation of selected agricultural products, plastics, ceramic goods, vehicles and wood products will continue to be limited. Permission has been given to import oxygen and respiratory machines only on the recommendation of the National Medicinal Drugs Regulatory Authority. Imported gold and face masks are scheduled to be included in the import permit system. The proposal to submit those regulations for parliamentary approval was approved by the Cabinet.
And here's the local update of the COVID-19 pandemic. Persons who are above 55 years in Colombo 1 to 15 who were given AstraZeneca first dose will be given the Pfizer vaccine as the second dose. Head of the National Operations Centre to Prevent COVID-19, Army Commander General Shavendra Silva said the vaccination will commence from tomorrow. The 20,000 doses of Pfizer vaccine is scheduled to be used for this vaccination program. Meanwhile, Sri Lanka Medical Association says that immunity will be enhanced by taking Pfizer vaccine as the second dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine. The association said that this has been confirmed by a research conducted in the United Kingdom. 151,873 vaccine doses have been given yesterday under COVID-19 immunization program. 133,215 persons have been given the first dose of the Sinopharm vaccine. 18,477 have been given the second dose of the vaccine. 180 have been given the second dose of the Covishield vaccine yesterday. 4,374,067 doses have been given so far under COVID-19 vaccination program. 787,396 vaccine doses have been given during the last 7 days. 106,988 doses have been given on the 29th of June and 173,520 have been given on the 30th. It is the highest number of vaccine doses given within a day. 169,957 doses have been given on the 1st of this month. 85,683 on the second, and 63,704 on the third, and 35,661 on the fourth. Vaccination programs took place in many areas today as well. Vaccination programs were implemented at military hospitals and at various places by the army forces. Vaccines have been given to persons above 30 years in the Western Province and for persons above 60 years in other provinces. 869 COVID patients were found yesterday from the country. It is the minimum number of patients reported daily from the country after 25th of April. 650 corona patients were found today from the country. 1,717 left hospitals today after recovering from the virus. The Director General of Health Services today confirmed 45 COVID-related deaths yesterday. The police headquarters says that until further notice, public meetings, protests and gatherings will not be permitted due to risk of spreading COVID following such activities. Police said it will take actions under the quarantine regulations. 343 persons who violated quarantine regulations have been taken into custody during the 24 hours ended at 6 a.m. today. 47,922 have been arrested and conducted with the offence so far. An automated disinfection machine manufactured by the Army's Research, Analysis and Development Unit was presented today to President Gotabaya Rajapaksa at the Presidential Secretariat. Hands of 600 persons can be disinfected after storing 4 liters of disinfectant liquid in the machine, and it will function for 48 hours following an electric charge. The machine can be produced in the country at a low cost compared with importing such a machine. The Army Research Unit is prepared to provide the knowledge to necessary stakeholders to manufacture the machine according to orders. Chief of Defence Staff Army Commander General Shavendra Silva, President's Additional Secretary Major General K.B. Egodavella and Brigadier Sudat Vijayasena were present on this occasion. A respiratory machine was donated to Colombo Lady Ridgeway Hospital today. Chairman of Interfarm Private Company and Gamma Pharmaceutical Private Company donated the machine following 6.3 million rupees. Meanwhile, the Collective of Wedding Services Suppliers has requested health authorities and government to allow 25% of persons that could be accommodated at a hotel for a wedding.
Bringing the COVID-19 situation around the world now, Bangladesh's single-day COVID-19 deaths surpassed its record yesterday with 164 more fatalities and the record for the highest single-day spike of infections after registering over 11,500 cases in the last 24 hours. The prevailing situation in the country has forced the Bangladeshi government to extend the nationwide lockdown by 1 more week. According to the health officials, the coronavirus has so far claimed 15,319 lives and infected 966,000 people in the country. Bangladesh started witnessing the fresh surge last month when officials said the deadly Delta variant of the virus was engulfing districts bordering India. Health experts call the situation extremely bad, while studies suggest that Delta variant is responsible for 70% of the infections in Bangladesh. An expert study earlier said that Bangladesh was likely to witness the peak in mid-July this year. Accordingly, authorities ordered the extension of 7-day nationwide strict restrictions until July 14th in view of the current situation of the COVID-19 surge.
And meanwhile, the head of emergency program and the World Health Organization have said that countries should be more careful and slow down on easing restriction measures.
A World Health Organization official issued a stark warning on Monday that several countries had made a premature rush back to normality. As the United States and many parts of Europe ease social distancing restrictions, the WHO's head of emergencies program, Mike Ryan, warned that a new wave of COVID-19 infections could be coming. He added that for a lot of the world, the pandemic was just getting started.
All of the countries of the Americas, we still have nearly 1 million cases a week. 1 million a week. You know, it isn't over. And the same in Europe. In the European region, we've 500,000 cases a week. It's not like this thing has gone away.
Ryan's warning comes amid renewed concern over the highly contagious Delta variant first detected in India. The variant has now spread to about 100 countries, and WHO officials have warned it could soon become the dominant form of the virus around the world. It sparked a resurgence of cases across parts of Europe, Asia, and the U.S. in pockets where vaccination rates remain low. It's also driving a spike in Japan, casting a shroud over the Tokyo Olympics later this month.
Welcome back to the news. State Minister Susil Premajayantha says that Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation has come forward to telecast educational programs for continuous education of the children amidst the pandemic without considering economic benefits. The State Minister said today that the national television has telecast 5,200 educational programs over Netra and ChannelEye from the beginning of the COVID pandemic up to now. He mentioned this as a reply to a question raised in Parliament by opposition leader Sajith Premadasa. Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa said that there are places in Badulla district, Hambantota and Ampara where children cannot get online education. He said under such a background, they have questioned as to why educational activities could not be done through government channels.
අහන්න කැමති ගරු ඇමතිතුමාගෙන් මේ ප්‍රශ්නගත වූ කාලවකවානුව තුළ අඩුම තරමේ ඇයි රජයේ නාලිකා භාවිතා කරගෙන මේ කටයුත්ත ක්‍රියාත්මක කරන්න නැත්තේ? මම ඔබතුමාට කියන්න ඕනේ මේ රාජ්‍ය අමාත්‍යාංශයේ මට පැවරුනේ 2020 සැප්තැම්බර්.
Minister Susil Premajayantha said that only the national television gave support like that. Only one private channel telecast a revision series of O-level in noon. The national television has telecasted 5,200 programs so far. iChannel and Netra channels of the national television have performed their duties.
And meanwhile, the examinations department says that the final date to submit applications for GCE Advanced Level 2021 is the 30th of this month. School and private candidates should submit their applications online. Commissioner General of Examinations Sanat Pujita said that calling for applications to sit for GCE Advanced Level Examinations 2021 commenced on the 5th of this month and it will end on the 30th of this month. School candidates should submit their applications online through principals. The principals have been given the usernames and passwords. Accordingly, the principals should submit the applications. The private candidates can submit their applications to www.doenets.lk or www.onlineexams.gov.lk official websites. Applications can also be submitted through the mobile app that has been provided. Payments can be made through credit card, Bank of Ceylon and post offices. A school candidate cannot apply as a private candidate under any circumstance.
Minister Janaka Bandara Thennakoon says that steps will be taken to make permanent substitute daily paid and contract workers at local government institutions. The decision has been taken following a discussion with the Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. Accordingly, about 8,000 substitutes, daily paid and contract workers at the local government bodies are expected to be made permanent. Minister Janaka Bandara Thennakoon said Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa is scheduled to present the relevant proposal to the Cabinet.
And meanwhile, the committee which appointed to look into the incidents that took place in Parliament and its premises on the 21st of April 2021 has handed over its report to Speaker Mahinda Yapa Abeyewardene today. It was handed over by the chairman of the committee, Deputy Speaker Ranjith Siembalapitiya. Minister Chamal Rajapaksa, MP Anura Priyadarshini Yapa and Secretary to the Committee, Assistant Secretary General of Parliament Tikiri Jatilaka were present on this occasion. The Speaker appointed the committee on the 23rd of April to make recommendations on the steps to be taken to prevent such incidents again. The members of the committee are Ministers Chamal Rajapaksa, Keheli Rambukvella, State Minister Susil Premajayantha, Parliamentarians Anura Priyadarshini Yapa, Imitiaz Bakir Makar, RM Ranjith Madhaba Bandara and M.A. Sumantiran.
The government has taken steps to plant 4 million coconut samplings this year under the Dorindurata Kapruka program. The inauguration ceremony is scheduled to be held on the 10th under the patronage of the President in Puttalam. This was disclosed during a media briefing today at the Government Information Department. Minister Ramesh Patrina said that a record income of 122 billion rupees has been earned in 2020. He said that they are facing a challenge to supply raw material for export market while the export income is increasingly daily. Accordingly to the Gazette issued recently, legal permission has to be obtained to cut coconut trees. 300 million rupees have been allocated to implement water supply schemes for coconut cultivations for the first time in the history. The minister said that plans have been made to plant 4 million coconut samplings this year and to gradually increase it to 5 and 6 million by 2022 and 23.
The first 4G communication tower built at Balanguda Patana area was vested with the public yesterday. SLT Mobitel supported the project. It was launched under the Communication for Village project implemented by the Telecommunication Regulatory Commission. Telecommunication facilities in the Samaragama province will be further enhanced by 4G technology. Director General of the Commission, Oshanda Disenanayaka, SLT Mobitel Group Executive Officer Lalit Seneviratna and Ratnapura District Secretary Malini Lokupatagama were present on this occasion. And with that, we conclude tonight's news, which is tomorrow at the very same time. Stay safe. Good night.